Hey, this is Mad Matt from Budget Boosting. Today I'm going to show you where we're at with the 4.5 Buick stroker engine, the new engine for this 87 Buick Regal Turbo T Limited, also known as the Grand National Series Buicks. Well, as you can see, I got the new engine. Been transferring a lot of the parts from the old engine. Old engine didn't look too bad, but the block and heads are still stock on this old engine. It just looks nice. And I've got this bigger T66 turbocharger, upgraded valve covers, you know, a few upgraded things to this engine. So they don't call this a stock engine, but essentially the block and heads are stock. But there's a bunch of bolt-on goodies on this one. Where this engine over here, very little on it is stock anymore. Everything's been upgraded. Like this engine is a 231 cubic inch engine. The original engine in this Buick, which is 3.8 liters, 231 cubic inches. This engine started as a 4.1 engine or 252 cubic inch engine, which you can find in around 79 to 84 Buick Regals. They were in various models, 4.1 V6s, which all the parts are interchangeable with the 3.8 inch V6. So the 231 inch, the 252 inch, all the parts are interchangeable. So when I first started thinking of the 4.1 engine for my Buick, I thought about, well, why not stroke the 4.1? Because people stroke the 3.8 and they start out at 231 cubic inches and get like 260 cubic inches or 266 from it. Well, if you stroke the 4.1, you can go from 252 inches to 274 cubic inches, or from 4.1 to 4.5 liters. So that's what I did. You know, it has the stock bore was 3960, and I put 4 inches of bore forged racing pistons in here, and the stock stroke was 3.4 inches, and the stroke on this is 3.625 inches. So quite a bit of difference on bore and stroke on this engine, and a huge difference between 274 cubic inches and 231 cubic inches, or 4.5 liters versus 3.8. Big difference, especially when we're talking about turbocharging, because the other engine I had a T66 turbo, and you can see the intake of the compressor. That's a much bigger turbo than the stock. I'm sure we got a nice picture of the stock turbo we're going to post up here while I'm talking. The stock turbo is a 60. This is a 66. And since I'm going so much bigger on the cubic inches and displacement on this engine, I decided to go with a T76, which this is a really big compressor. Look at this monster. This is at least 4 inches right here, which means that's a big compressor. And this is a big turbocharger. It's got a T4 flange, so that's one of the big turbos, the T4 series. This turbocharger with this engine combination, the stroker and everything, should equivalent around 1,000 horsepower respectively. I'm real happy with it because it's taken me quite a long time to get everything together, source the parts. You know, I've gone to various places to get the parts for this engine. There's companies like Full Throttle Performance. They are awesome. They help me source a lot of parts. GN1 Performance helped me get a lot of parts. Cotton's Performance helped me get a lot of parts. So I've been going through a lot of great places, a lot of great Buick restoration companies that are really avid in the Grand Nationals, the Turbo Ts, and the GNXs. They got so much parts for these cars, but you just have to shop around because not just one company's parts, to me, will work the best for me. So I like to pick and choose, get these parts from this place, these parts from this place, because you know, you look at what you're building, like one company has everything you need for the 3.8, but I'm building a 4.1, so I had to shop a few different places to find the right stroker pistons with the right pin height to fit my stroker crankshaft and everything. I had to get all the stuff just right, so I had to shop around. It took me at least a year and a half to get everything together for this engine. and for the build and everything. So I'm getting to the point where I'm about to install it in this car, so I'm just finishing off on switching all the parts over, the parts that are necessary from the old engine to the new engine. I'm going to stick it in probably within the next few weeks, and we'll make another video when I start this beast up and break it in and all that fun stuff. I'd actually like to get a run down the drag strip this year if I get finished fast enough, but if not, I'll put something else to the drag strip in the next month or so. So stick with it and just keep watching for our new videos. And thank you again for watching Budget Boosting. If you like us on Facebook, like us on our YouTube page, check out our Budget Boosting website and our Budget Boosting window stickers. I mean, hey, they add pizzazz to any car. So, hell, it's even on the Buick. And like I always say, remember, knowledge is power. It's horsepower. Then after the cat, it goes to 2 1/4 tubing, and it leads to this resonator right here. This resonator, to me, feels like about 20 pounds of unnecessary boat anchor. And the biggest concern I have about the factory resonator, the hot air comes in from the cat. As you can see, look at the temperatures. You can see by the metal. The color of the metal is showing the temperatures here.